Welcome to Know You Motivation, the world of wisdom, power, and self control. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but you're still stuck? Stuck as in you have everything, yet you are missing something in life? Reading all the books and watching all the YouTube videos, but nothing is actually changing in your life? Then let's begin. It was a story about a man who was a very famous scholar, successful and wealthy. He was brilliant. He had degrees, he had money, and he had spent his whole life collecting knowledge. But inside, he felt empty. He felt like he was missing the one thing that actually mattered. So he traveled for weeks to find a master living deep in the bamboo forests. After a long journey, he finally arrived. He didn't even say hello. He started talking. Without even proper introduction, he told the master about his travels, his theories, and all the important people he knew. He wanted to show the master how much he already understood. The master just sat there and kept listening to him. He didn't interrupt, and throughout the conversation, Master had a very peaceful smile. Smile such as he is satisfied and nothing can bother him. He didn't try to look smart, he just listened with a kind, quiet smile. He looked at this young man who was so busy trying to be someone, and he felt a deep sense of compassion. The master knew that you can't see the stars if you're always staring at your own light. Finally, the master spoke. "You must be tired from your journey," he said softly. "Let's have some tea." He began to pour. The scholar kept talking, explaining his latest philosophy. While he kept talking, the tea reached the middle of the cup, then the rim, and then it started to spill. It soaked the table, it dripped onto the scholar's expensive silk robes. The scholar jumped back, shocked. "Stop! What are you doing? Can't you see the cup is full? No more will go in." A moment of silence. The master set the pot down. He looked the scholar in the eye, not with anger, but with love. "Like this cup," the master said, "you are overflowing with your own opinions and your own pride. You came here asking for wisdom, but your mind is already full. How can I show you the truth unless you first empty your cup?" The scholar looked down at his ruined robes. In that moment, the expert died and the student was born. He realized that his knowledge wasn't a bridge, it was a wall. He had been so full of himself that there was no room left for life. Most of us are walking around with full cups. We think we know how the world works. We think we know who we are. But growth requires a beginner's mind. It requires the courage to say, "I don't know." Today, ask yourself, what are you holding on to that's keeping you from growing? To find yourself, you might have to lose your opinions. Be the student, empty the cup. This is Know You Motivation.